Hello friends, my name is Mike O'Brien and I want to talk about backstage guitars for the church. Now these would be guitars that you keep at the church that maybe the church owns or are part of the green room or the backstage or the worship pastor's office. We keep them at the church. So sometimes people donate guitars to the church or we don't know what to do with them. Here's some great ideas of what to do with your extra acoustic guitars. Now I might make a video about electric guitars later on, but I've got some ideas here for us. And the reason why we want to think about these extra guitars is it inspires creativity on the stage. So if somebody's bored in their one position, we can always find them a different instrument to play for a certain song. Mix things up, just like they do in real concerts. Oftentimes there's different guitars coming out for every song. So in the worship world, why not? Why can't we be creative and try some new things out? So first thing I want to tell you about is the high-strung guitar. So this is actually my first acoustic guitar I ever owned. It's an Epiphone. It's kind of a cheaper guitar, but I purchased some high-strung, or what they call Nashville strung tension strings. So there's 6 strings and it's tuned just like a guitar, but it sounds like a 12 string without the 12 strings. It's a little simpler, a little cleaner sound. It's a very modern thing you'll hear in a lot of records. So you just take an old acoustic guitar, you go to Amazon, you buy some Nashville strung or high-strung acoustic strings, and you're off. Now this would be a great secondary acoustic guitar. This would be great for nights of worship, or if you have multiple acoustics, make one of them a high strung for 1 or 2 songs, maybe more. You can even capo it and it starts to sound really chimey. So that's the high strung acoustic. The next one is something really cool, is the low strung, which is basically just taking, I took my old Taylor here and I put some fatter strings on it and I tuned it down a whole step. So this is like a B flat, right? And this is an F. So it's just a... So those open cowboy chords sound really cool and fat and delicious on this guitar. This is a great idea. If you're going to do an acoustic morning of worship with just one guitar, it's good to have some of that. You can always capo higher depending on the key, but it's kind of cool having those low root bass notes. So this is a low strung guitar, and if you're going to put fatter strings on it, I suggest putting some tape on here that says low strung so people don't try to tune it up to another tuning. And then the last guitar idea I have is just a classical guitar. Having a nylon string guitar around is really nice. Now all these guitars I put pickups in, so they're ready to go. Sometimes you just need a passive pickup with a nice DI box, and they're ready to go. You can tell somebody, hey, go grab the classical, go grab the high strung and use it on this song. It just helps with creativity, and even electric players, like during a slow song or something, could grab one of these guitars. So the nylon string is, you know, like bossa nova, samba, lots of different styles of music, Spanish music, things like that. But like Zach Brown Band and some others have just used it as their main guitar. It's a softer, sweeter sound, like maybe for a Lenten service or Ash Wednesday or Good Friday. I mean, it might just be nice to have this, you know, more classical sound. So think about that. Think about using a classical guitar. Just a little side tip here. This is a kind of a string deadener. I forget what it's called or where I got it from, but it kind of deadens the strings, so when you play, all the sympathetic strings don't ring out. Anyway, so, and then the last 2 bonus ideas aren't necessarily guitars, but this would be a ukulele, which I think is great to have on hand at the worship stage or backstage. Somebody can grab it, play it on a couple fun songs, depending on if the vibe works. And just like with the classical, I'll play with a pick. It's a little pitchy, but you're supposed to play with your finger or your thumb. So I love having guitars like this, or just a ukulele like this, to let somebody borrow it 1 week and then come back the next week and lead a song with it. It's really fun. It's really good to have this. And once again, just putting the pickup in there, that way it's ready to go. This is a Cordoba. This is probably a $300 mandolin or ukulele, and it's got a pickup in it, and it's just ready to go. So, and then finally, the last thing would be this fun little thing, which I got in the South down here in Atlanta. It's called a Woodrow. I don't know, this probably has many different names, but it's basically just a very drony. So it's D-A-D-D. And you can't, it's diatonic, the fret, so you really can't play a wrong note. You can also play that on the bass note. So once again, just a really fun instrument to use for an acoustic night or a night of worship, or just something fun where you want a different sound. So all these are just tools you can use and have them ready backstage. Oftentimes people will donate this stuff to the church, and you put some fresh strings on it and a pickup, and it's ready for the church to use. So I hope that's helpful, hope that's inspirational, and let me know if you have any more ideas about how we could do this with Backstage church guitars. Take care.